Colors play a major role in the environment we live in. Let it be the color of the shirt that you're wearing now, or differentiating objects with the same shape from one another. But what exactly is it? How is it created or made? Hello everyone, I am Akash. With me are Don and Teun. We are from the School of Science and Technology, Singapore. To put it simply, color is what we perceive when light is being emitted from or reflected off an object and is detected in our eyes. Depending on the mixture of the wavelengths that your eyes detect, you will see different colors. Here is the range of wavelengths or spectrum that a typical human eye can perceive. This spectrum is called visible light. The spectrum includes wavelengths between 380 to 700 nanometers. However, do you even know that you can see colors without the wavelength of the color ever entering your eyes?
This brings up to our next topic, RGB. So what is it? RGB is a color model that includes three lights from the spectrum, which are red, green, and blue. This model is used to create the colors that you are looking at right now on your screen. In order to create these colors, a mixture of red, green, and blue is used in values of a range from 0 to 255 each, 255 being the brightest while 0 being the darkest.
Here's a demonstration of how RGB color mixing works. In this video, we are using projectors projecting red, green, and blue light. However, you can also replicate this at home by taping colored cellophane on the torchlight instead. Notice where all the colors intersect and mix to form other colors, like how red and green mix to form yellow, green and blue mix to form cyan, red and blue mix to form magenta, and all of the colors mix to form white. This is an example of an additive color model, where the color model starts with zero color or black, and light of the primary colors, in this case red, green, and blue, are added in different ratios and mixtures to produce a desired color.
Another color model is the subtractive color model. The subtractive color model is just the opposite of the additive model. It starts with all the colors, hence is white, as it is the combination of all colors, and then subtract the colors that are not required. For example, when you mix red and yellow paint, less of the red and yellow light is being reflected from the mixture, while the rest of the wavelengths of lights are absorbed in the mixture, which makes it appear orange. The same goes for when you mix yellow and blue or blue and red, in which you get green and purple respectively.
Okay, now look at your screen. Can you see the individual red, green, and blue pixels? Well, most likely not. This is because the red, green, and blue lights are very small. But if you can zoom into the display using your phone, you can actually see the tiny pixels. How amazing is that? These individual pixels allow the lights to combine together and form a color. To understand more about how this works, let's try to make our own RGB display. We can do so by creating an Excel sheet and have each pixel be represented by 3 cells, which contain the red, green, and blue component. Then we can use conditional formatting in each cell such that we can key the number between 0 and 255 in the cell, and the brightness of the red, green, and blue will change accordingly. Now you can repeat this process for all the pixels in the image that you want to create. However, there already exists a program that will automate this process for you with the link shown on the screen. You can upload the image that you want to process and the program will generate the Excel sheet for you. Pretty cool, right?
So now you may be wondering how we can see these colors. Well, it has to do with how our eyes process colors. Our eyes process colors due to the cone cells, which are concentrated in the center of the retina. We humans have 3 different types of cone cells. 64% of them respond most strongly to red light, while about 33% are set off the most by green light. Lastly, another 3% respond strongest to blue light.
So let's say you look at a banana. When light from the banana hits the cones, it simulates them to varying degrees. The resulting signal is zapped along the optic nerve to the visual cortex of the brain, which processes the information using additive color mixing based on the cone cells that are simulated and returns a color, yellow for banana. However, some humans may lack some or all of the cone cells. This reduces the number of cells that simulate a certain color, thus making it harder for them to see those colors and combinations of those colors. This is what is known as color blindness. In conclusion, we see colors when the light of the corresponding wavelength of that color enters your eyes, or when a mixture of varying amounts of red, green, and blue lights simulate the cone cells in your eyes, which your brain processes to produce a color. We hope that you have gained more knowledge about colors and how they function in our society. Thank you.